Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a TV show airing on Channel 4. But before that, it was a web show here on YouTube. There are many similarities between both shows, but there are also a lot of differences. Because of that, it isn't actually clear if this TV series is a sequel to the web series or not. In this theory, we want to answer the question if both shows can coexist in the same continuity. And where does the TV pilot fit into all of this? Let's find out. This is the Timeline Theory. So, first of all, we have to make sure that the end of the web show can take place before the beginning of the TV show. For that, we'll look at the end of episode 6 of the YouTube series. After a couple of scenes where Red Guy tries to fit in a monotone life, he has enough of his boring everyday life and goes on a stage to sing the creativity song. After getting booed off stage, he meets Roy. He is now in a dark wall-less room and finds the machine controlling the whole show. Roy gets a spaghetti arm, and Red Guy pulls the plug on the whole show. After that, the show starts from scratch with a blue-red guy, a green-yellow guy, and a red duck. The date, which is in every episode of the web show June 19th, turns into June 20th. Okay, now let's look at the beginning of episode 1 of the TV series. The three just sit there in the kitchen, doing nothing, and they have their original color back. At first glance, it doesn't look like a continuation, but when you look at the calendar, it clearly says June 20th, so that's something. Let's assume the TV show is a sequel. What evidence do we have?
What can we do?
Oh, good question. Well, it's up to you.
Well, first of all, we can see a lot of props inside the house, which already appeared in the web series. For example, we see Red Guy's scarf, the drawing, and a can of duck's guts from episode 5. This indicates that it is a continuation. You can also see Yellow Guy's red dungarees in the TV series. Somehow, they may have gotten their old colors back. Maybe the color change at the end of the web series was just metaphorical. Most of the teachers in the web series also make an appearance. When the trio first met the Watch, they didn't know who it was.
There's always time for a song.
What? Who is that?
But in the TV series, the clock is there all the time. The protagonists are already familiar with the computer.
Yay! It's computer day!
In his original debut, they were rather confused, probably because they didn't know him before.
Oh, maybe you could help us answer this question. Actually, we already have a computer.
Great news!
All the evidence points to the TV series being a sequel rather than a prequel, if that was ever in question. But now let's look at the evidence, which suggests that the series have nothing to do with each other.
But something's wrong.
Exactly!
Well, as said before, Red Guy, Yellow Guy, and Duck have their old colors back. But that doesn't have to mean much, since we don't even know how they got the new colors in the first place. They were just like that. What I also noticed is that some characters have a different voice. This is particularly noticeable with the lamp.
Oh, somebody's sleepy.
Some people think we go to a new place, like a paradise.
And with the toast.
Fish and chips. Steak and beef. Chicken-a-chow.
I'm not really sure what it is that you're asking. We're just bread.
Although it can also be that it's not supposed to be the same person, even if they look the same, but that it's the wife of the toast. Even Duck has a slightly different voice.
That's not enough time. I would like to know what's meant to happen today.
It is also worth talking about the fact that the house is different. This is noticeable when you compare the kitchens of the two houses.
Some things.
Not at all. If you found the right job, it won't even feel like work.
This may not be much of a proof, but the main characters' personalities stand out a lot in the TV series compared to the web series. Red Guy screams a lot more and isn't always so monotonous.
Come on, guys, stop mucking around. We only have 5 minutes until our show's on. Okay, fine.
Bye!
Duck is even cheekier than usual.
You need to be more aggressive. That's how you get ahead in the workplace. Give it here.
Attention freaks, it's me.
And Yellow Guy is actually pretty much the same. Also, a big difference is that Leslie seems to be the top person in the house. Or maybe not. In the web series, it's Roy. Both use a different method to control what is happening. Leslie with her dollhouse, and Roy with the show machine. All this makes it clear that the house and the production of the series is definitely different. However, the evidence we got doesn't confirm nor deconfirm a single continuity between both shows. This gives us a lot of room for theories on what happened between the web series and the new series. Let's try to connect the dots.
I don't understand.
Don't worry, you will soon.
We know that our trio acted in a TV series, which Red Guy shut down. A new series begins with the same actors, but in different costumes. Let's assume that this series was also canceled because it might not have had enough viewers, or for any other reason. After that, the actors come to a new series, maybe out of desperation, since things didn't work out with the last two. However, they do not know that they are falling into another trap and being tortured again, but this time by Leslie. They have escaped from one oppressor and are now defeated by the next. But this time, they can't just escape and find another job. This time, they are really trapped in a simulation, and they can't escape. That's why the personalities of the actors are different. They are no longer pretending, because they are no longer acting. They are really being held captive. But why are the old teachers back? Well, because the TV series is a continuation of the web series. Since it didn't work out with the second series, you are forced to take part in the first one again, but this time relaunched, in a new house and under new leadership. We even have a third series that may or may not be canon to the rest. The TV pilot. The pilot episode was never made visible to everyone. Only a few lucky festival goers were allowed to see it. Yet we know the general plot of the episode. It starts with the three who come out of their house singing the Wakey Wakey song. Little by little you get to know more and more people from the neighborhood. The town where this is happening is called Clayhill. But wait a minute. Clayhill is mentioned in the TV series after all, in episode 5 to be exact.
I'm sorry, that place doesn't exist anymore.
What? What happened to it?
Just shriveled up, I reckon.
It's shriveled up. That means the location doesn't exist anymore, and that means the pilot episode has to take place before the Channel 4 series. The pilot is most likely the original idea of the TV series, the failed attempt to get a show running in their universe and also in ours. Probably Leslie was also the big antagonist for the series that it could become. But why should I say that? Well, there are a few hints or similarities between the pilot and the Channel 4 series that aren't between the pilot and the YouTube series. Some of these similarities are the personalities of our main guys. In the pilot, they are just like in the TV series, also much livelier than in the web series. In addition, a glitch can be observed in the pilot. Red Guy is in a forest, and suddenly the plushy forest turns into a realistic dark forest. It's just very similar to the glitches that happen in the TV series. A colorful world suddenly shows its true colors. In the fictional universe, it can be that it was the first attempt at a TV series that failed and was later implemented albeit very different from the original idea. But wait a minute, why can't Red Guy remember Clay Hill?
I don't know, what about just down here?
I'm sorry, that place doesn't exist anymore.
What? Well, what happened to it?
It seems he had absolutely no memories of the pilot. Well, that's something I've noticed a few times now. Even in the last episode of the Channel 4 series, Red Guy can't remember the teacher from episode 1.
No, wait, do we know him?
Do we?
So his memory loss is not a real contradiction to the theory. Okay, there you have it, a timeline of all 3 series, based on facts, logic, and a little wishful thinking. Good night.